following training is sponsored by the Niagara Library System. We serve our member libraries in Niagara, Orleans, and Genesee counties. Please visit your local library homepage and use your library card to get access to streaming videos, downloadable music, audiobooks, ebooks, and even more from the comfort of your own home. Thank you. Hello, good to see everyone. I have a couple of things to talk about today, and I ran into this article first, which led me to another one, which led me to another one. So in typical librarian fashion, I will just kind of go all over the place like Woodstock from Peanuts, and hopefully you'll stick around for the ride here. Okay. Starting here with 8 habits of expert software designers. Now, I'm not a software designer. Coding scares me, but I thought this was an interesting article. So let me scroll through here right quick. An expert software designer, what makes it? Experience, innate ability is less than satisfying, which is true. So although that is true, experts clearly do not just approach their work randomly. They have specific habits, learned practices, and observed principles that they employ deliberately during design work. And this actually is applicable, of course, to almost everything. So let's go through these. And this is actually a pretty interesting book. I've got to see if either we have it or maybe the NYPL has it, 66 Ways Experts Think. And you can see the authors and the title there. And here we go. Number 1. Experts involve the user. Experts are acutely aware of our users and they deliberately involve them in the design process. That seems like a no-brainer, but yeah, it really needs to be done. Okay, and this sounds like a reference interview. Experts do not take everything users say at face value. They realize potential limitations. Users' thinking is often colored by current experiences. Experts look beyond what users ask for to see what they actually need. Again, sounds like a reference interview. Now, this one was a puzzle to me. Experts design elegant abstractions, and I guess this is kind of breaking the problem down into something like putting a label or a handle on the problem so you can kind of move the problem around, pick it up, and see it from different angles. That is an abstraction. So that makes sense to me. Although this on the screen doesn't make any sense. What I said makes sense to me. Okay. Experts focus on the essence. Every design problem has an essence, a core set of considerations that must be understood and nailed for the solution to solve the problem successfully. Again, sounds very much like a reference interview for a librarian here. And now this one was interesting. Experts simulate continually. What does that mean? They keep imagining how a design will work and play with the problem, and like I said, with the abstraction they can kind of pick it up and move it around and look at it. And this led me on my first little squirrel abstract over here. This is the story of how a Vietnam prisoner of war can help you. And this is a true story of U.S. Navy pilot, Captain Jack Sands. He actually was a POW for 7 years, I believe, here in the Hanoi Hilton. And he, like other POWs, was confined to absolute isolation. There was no physical activity permitted. And so what he ended up doing was every day here for 7 years, Captain Sands stepped foot onto the golf course and played a full 18 holes of golf, stroke by stroke. He experienced in his mind the wind, the sounds, the smells, how it felt to make each of those swings at the ball. And since this was his course and his game, he hit every stroke perfectly. Each swing was perfect. Each approach to the shot was perfect. Each putt was perfect. And Captain Sands had the luxury of, in that 5x5 box, 5x5 box, of enjoying a perfect round of golf every single day. Here's the real story. Captain Sands was a casual golfer. Let me actually move this up so I can get this on the screen. Captain Sands was actually a casual golfer before he became a Navy pilot and always shot a game around 100, okay? 100. After 7 years of perfect mental golf, however, things changed. After he was released and made it back home, Captain Sands scored a 74 on the first round he had played in over 8 years. He had not only not played a round of golf, he had no physical activity under the harshest treatments, and yet he shaved over 20 strokes off his game. Visualization. Perfect visualization. Wow. Okay, so it's not an urban legend, it's real. So when you imagine how designs work, when you imagine how your reference interview goes, when you imagine doing things and doing things well, our brain takes that as being a real thing, and it can really help us. Right? Now, another interesting thing, and I really like this because we talk about silos of information and exposing people to different views. They have here experts look around, right? So in the same way that architects walk cities to examine and take inspiration from existing buildings, software experts examine the designs of other software to see how they did it. So they look around, and this talks about all kinds of different ways to design and different design languages and things of that nature. Also, experts reshape the problem space. Okay? Experts often step back from the stated problem and consider a problem space more broadly, looking for alternative ways of understanding what the problem actually is. My dad actually at one point had said, when he was a machinist, and people at work were saying, well, this doesn't work, it doesn't work, it doesn't work, I can't get it to fit. My dad goes, well, turn it upside down and then put it in. Well, it doesn't go that way. Yeah, but it's not going the way it's going now, so just turn it upside down and see if it fits that way. And it fits. So sometimes you got to turn things upside down. Just weird things. Okay. Moving on, so changing the problem space. Experts also see error as opportunity. Design regularly involves error, things that go amiss, misunderstandings, they're mistakes. And again, this led me off on my second squirrel path, remembering that Thomas Edison, so this here it says this week in New Jersey history, on December 9th, 1914, Edison's plant burned down, and damages reached $7 million, with only $2 million covered by insurance. And Edison vowed, although I am over 67 years old, I'll start all over again tomorrow. And he did. So cleanup work at the devastated site began the next day. All 7,000 employees reported for duty, and reconstruction plans commenced. So amazing. And then it talks about here, what struck me as amazing was the footnote to the story that within 2 days, Edison had also finalized a design of a portable searchlight whose 3 million candle power beam would be visible for miles. Really amazing stuff. So, things burn down, and the whole plant, that's just things, not just a minor thing. It's not just a little inconvenience. It's huge. And the workers report for work, they start reconstruction, and he finalizes the design of a 3 million candle power searchlight. Really incredible. Okay, so the last thing too in this, now going back on the main path rather than the little squirrel paths we took, experts think about what they're not designing. So while it's natural to focus on what a design must accomplish, experts also spend time thinking about what a design is not intended to do. So really actually narrowing the focus by not just focusing on where you're going, but where you shouldn't go as well. So having those kind of bumpers on the path. I hope this was interesting. I thought it was. And if you have ideas or other things going on, let me know. And hopefully I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye now.